Hello everyone, welcome once again to IT Basics for You. In this video today, we will be planning to cover Microsoft PowerApps, which is one of the solutions under Power Platform from Microsoft. And these applications, the way you can build with an easier approach, any of your applications to sustain your business. It actually helps you lower your cost and the time for actual software development rather than doing a whole lot of programming. This is more like a drag and drop, low code kind of a solution to build your applications. Now, before we go further, I would request all to continue providing your support to our channel. I would request to subscribe our channel if you have not done already, and contribute towards your learnings. Okay, so we plan to cover Microsoft Power Apps today. It's an industry-leading low-code application development platform that definitely lowers your cost, complexity, and time for software development. So let's get into that. So topics for the day, what topics we'll be covering? Definitely what is Microsoft Power Apps. Then we get down to what are the various interfaces to Power Apps, how you can access Power Apps, whether for development, whether for executing your applications, what are the basic building blocks for Power Applications, then a differential between Canvas versus model-driven applications, some of the limitations that we know about Power Apps, and then we will definitely get down to a quick demonstration. Okay, so let's keep moving. So the first question that comes to anybody's mind is, hey, what is Microsoft Power Apps? And in modern world where everybody is focusing on least effort to build applications, Power Apps is one of the platform through which you can achieve that, right? So it is an industry platform which is a low code, no code kind of a platform. It is helpful to build applications using pre-existing templates, or you can build something from scratch as well using a whiteboard canvas kind of a thing, right? So it allows you both ways to build your applications. Power Apps also provides an extensible platform that lets business users build quick applications, faster applications, which can digitize their processes. And then it also helps you integrate those applications back into other Power Platform solutions. It could be Power Automate, or it could be Power BI, it could be Dynamics 365, and you can achieve a lot if you are subscribed to those applications as well. For pro developers, yes, it extensively provides you programming capabilities, to interact with your data, your metadata, and apply business logics. And you can also create custom connectors and integrate with external data. Today, Microsoft Power Apps does have pre-built options to connect to 100 plus business systems and databases too. And then the last one is, it is a responsive solution. It's a responsive design that you can create with Power Applications. What it means is, whatever you build, whatever applications you build, you get a seamless experience across your devices, whether it is your laptop, desktop, your tablets, your phones. You get a seamless experience across all your devices. So these are some of the key benefits of using Microsoft Power Applications. Okay, so we were talking about the different interfaces to Power Applications, how you can access Power Applications, right? And there are different reasons why you would like to access Power Apps. A simplest could be, you want to go to the website, you want to see what you have created, you want to manage your applications. For that purpose, you have a Power Apps website. You also have capabilities to go build your own Power Applications, use connectors, use screens, interfaces that you want to build. For that, you will use Power Apps Studio. This is more for the developers. And then once you have built your applications and you want to access those applications, you can very well access those applications through a browser or you can also access those applications through mobile if you want to access it on your handheld devices, right? So this is available handy on both mobiles, tablets, and it enables you to execute your Power Apps. So this is the third one where you can access your applications. And the last one is more for the administrators. If they want to manage the environment within which the applications are hosted, they want to put some data loss prevention strategies, they want to give access, they want to give license. So the administrators will use Power Apps Admin Center. So these are the four interfaces through which you can build, configure, maintain Power applications. Now, once you have the environment within which you can build your Power Apps, your administrator have given you the access to build Power Apps, then there are three critical components which you play around with. One is within your environment, how you are going to access your environment, which applications, what do you want to do, whether you want to build, you want to access, you want to maintain, that is your environment. And then once you start thinking about building an application, then you make a decision towards your application type. Now, Power Apps allow you to build applications either using Canvas apps or model driven applications or the Power Pages as well that you can create, or you can create your forms based on the SharePoint lists, which you already have into your business. Now, once that is there, you plug in your data sources, which can be external data sources. It can be Dataverse, which helps you build model-driven applications, or it could be your files, like your Excel files on your OneDrive, which you can use to create Canvas apps, or model-driven apps, or forms, or interfaces, or you can use your SharePoint list to create SharePoint list-based forms as well. So typically, once you have an environment, the two other things that you need to be aware of is the type of application that you want to build and the data sources behind that will support you build those applications. Once your applications are built, you definitely start thinking about getting into an environment, and then let's see which kind of application I want to build, right? So there are three different mechanisms of building applications. As I mentioned, one was Canvas applications, second was model driven applications. There are also options to build Power Pages, which are more like your websites. But for today's video, we are going to focus more on Canvas apps and model driven apps. So on the one side, you see the Canvas apps give you a lot of control over the user experience of the app, which what it means is an application maker can go use templates to create a Canvas app. They can configure the app any way they like. They can customize it, as per your branding requirements, as per your business requirements. It could be as simple as logos, the color coding of your applications, themes, and so on. A Canvas app, like its name, is a blank canvas otherwise, and it gives you full opportunity to bring your vision into practical implementation, right? And you can do a whole lot by using a lot of features, functionalities which are offered by Microsoft Power Apps to build Canvas apps. It's highly customizable, connects with more than 200 data sources. Those connectors are already available, so it makes your job easy in terms of building applications. Driven by user experience, which is how do you really want to see your applications to be portrayed to your end user. So you can customize it that way, and this is typically ideal for task-based or role-based applications. On the other hand, the model-driven applications, they use a unified interface that provides responsive and accessible design. These are tightly integrated to the backend data. So you can say it is driven by data models in the backend, whether it's in Dataverse or whether it's in your external data sources. So it's majorly driven through that. Now you can run the apps on a web browser, or you can run these apps on popular mobile devices as well. This application has the model-driven applications has multiple components, which includes your dashboards, your forms, your views, images, even charts, and your business processes that come together and they make the app easy to use. These are specifically uses the data stored in Microsoft Dataverse, and it's ideal for complex business applications. So you can build more complex business applications compared to the Canvas applications. Once you have built these applications, one would definitely like to have an understanding which kind of operating systems are supported on which Power Applications can run. So today, Microsoft Power Apps can execute on Windows browser, Mac OS, iOS, and even on the Android. Supported versions are provided here, and then the application types that it typically supports, right? So if you look at Windows, Mac OS, they support all type of applications, whether it is model driven applications, canvas applications, or even component designers. The component designers, by the way, are reusable building blocks for canvas apps. You build it once and you can use it across your application within the same environment, right? So that's what component designers are, and these are supported by Windows and Mac OS. Whereas if you look at iOS and Android, you can only execute your model driven applications and canvas apps. Today it does not support component designers. Similarly, if you start looking at the browsers that are supported, which support Power Applications, then you see all the latest browsers supporting Power Apps. You have Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Mozilla Firefox, and Apple Safari. Uh, Another thing to note, Mozilla Firefox and Apple Safari does not support component designers as of today. Okay, these were the best parts about Power Applications, but yes, there are certain limitations. Sometimes I find the licensing models are a little complicated. Before even you go to Power Apps license, which is probably $20 per user per month, you will also have to check for your licenses on Microsoft 365, and then you start thinking about what is the actual license, total license, cost to utilize Power Apps, and then also about how do you want to build your apps and then make an app based on license and offering to your end users also. So there are multiple licensing options that you have to consider before you build and release any applications. With Power Apps, there is a limitation on how many items you can retrieve by default, and it is also extendable to certain limit. But as you extend it, the Power App performance starts reducing, right? So you should keep that in mind as well. Now, when you are building a Canvas app, it allows only one developer to work on that environment and build a Canvas application. But there is an alternate approach to it, which is if you connect your app to GitHub repository, then you will be able to have multiple users edit the app as well. JavaScript integrations are currently not supported by Power Apps forms, and Power Apps cannot be shared with external users of your organization. So within the organization, you can definitely switch or migrate or move Power Apps from one environment to another app environment, but you definitely cannot push it back out of your organization to any other organization. So there are these certain limitations that you should be aware of before you actually get started with building of Power Applications, which we are going to see in a couple of seconds. Hey guys, once you have logged into your Microsoft 365 account and you're on make.powerapps.com, which is the Power Apps website to build your applications, then you'll see this is the structured. You have a home screen where you have options to create an application with data. You can pick a table, you can pick a data, and then you can create your app on based on that data. You can create a page design. You can also create new templates that you want to use in your application. And then it gives you an option to create. You can create your applications as a blank application, like a Canvas application. You can use your options like Dataverse, SharePoint, Excel, SQL to build your application based on the data residing in these different applications. There are options to learn, there are options to see what applications you have. You don't have any application right now. You can see your data, the tables that are available based on which you can go and you can create your applications. You can see if there that you want to use your application, you have created certain flows, you want to call that as part of your application, then you can always use these flow section to create a new flow and then use it once you have built your application. So for now, let's go into the create section. Since my data resides in Excel, I want to use Excel as a source. I'll click on Excel to create my Power App. So as I get into that, I need to define where is my data. I will click on new. I'll go and select OneDrive for Business. That's where my file resides. I'll say establish a connection. The Microsoft Power App is going to establish that connection to my particular account. And once it does that, then it will allow me to get down to the root folder where my file exists. So I'll allow access to my. Once it goes into that, it shows me the data structure in my OneDrive. I'll go to the particular folder where my file exists. This is the file that we are going to use to build, and I'll use the table, click on connect. Now it is going to pull the reference to that data table back into PowerApps, and it is also going to build a very basic app for me. It will show me a very basic structure which I can run. I can see how does it look like. So if I see here what has Microsoft app Power App done, it has created my application. I can go and change the name. I can mention IT Basics for You app, right? And then I can go to the browse screen. This is my browse screen. Uh, and then if I click on detail screen, it shows me individual record in detail. And then if I make an edit by clicking a pencil out here, then I can go to the edit screen where I can make changes to the data. If I run it right now, so it shows me the edit screen. Now let me go back to my browse screen. Let me run it. Here is the browse screen. If I click on one of the record, then it gives me a view mode. I want to edit, I can click on that edit and I can change anything that I want to change here. And I can click on OK. So this is done. And the Power Apps also give you an option here to look this same interface across different devices. Like how does it look on this mini? How does it look on iPad Pro 12.9? How does it look like on Apple iPhone X? How does it look like on Apple iPhone 11? Right? And then on the browser and so on. This is the basic one. You can extend this by using various options which are available under insert. You edit the form, add rectangles, buttons, and then you can give certain media like images and everything to make it look more fancy. You can add more shapes, you can add charts, or you can bring some AI capabilities into your Power application as well. Now, let's see how somebody edits the data, and once they save, I want to show them another message, another screen. So I'll go and create a new screen. I'll use a templates. I'll go and use a success. Let's keep the basic message out here. But what we can do is let's go and import a picture in the media gallery. Let's upload one picture which I want to show on my interface. So I'll add color image. I'll go back to my view mode. I'll go to my screen. And then what I will do is I'll add an image. I want to add a media. I want to add an image. I'll go and I'll drag and drop it here. Once it is here, I can go and I can specify the source for the image. And I say IT Basics for You, which it is pulling from your media gallery. So you see the image has now popped up into your app. So very basic. And then similarly, what you can do is you can add a button, but we are not going to add a button out here. Let's go back to our view. Let's go back to our edit screen. Once somebody has edited, then I want to put a button out here for anybody to click this button. Final submission, right? And once they do the submit, I want to call a function. I go to advanced properties. I want to navigate. I want to navigate to my screen. See how it's easy. It is bringing all back to you basis what you have already created and you're done, right? So now if I go and run this, this is where my edit screen is. If I go and again, if you would like to give a rating of 5 and I click on submit, it gives me a message of successfully completed, and then it also shows pertaining to my application, my operations. This is how you go and you create a basic application, extend that by bringing more capabilities through pre-built components which are already there in PowerApps, and you can integrate it back to your Power Automate and bring some flows into this application to make it more digital experience for your users. And you can now start thinking about what additional stuff you can do with Power Apps and how easy it is to build those applications. Okay, so this brings us to the end of this video. Hope you liked it. For more such videos, please subscribe to our channel, and you can continuously watch more videos which are coming up on this channel. Thank you very much for your time, guys.